Kevin Courtney spoke on Good Morning Britain from the picket line as teachers walked out for better conditions. The education union member explained to hosts Ed Balls and Susanna Reid why many have continued to opt to strike. However, ITV viewers slammed Ed's line of questioning and the fact he kept talking over Kevin. Susanna stated, "As a union leader you want to force the education secretary into a position by threatening strike action, but surely once you force them and she's in that position you accept the offer of talks, don't you? We're willing to talk right now," Kevin insisted. "I would leave this picket line and go and talk with Gillian Keegan right now. She is out on a limb. Ministers in Scotland spoke with the union, ministers in Wales spoke with the union, with me personally, and we've moved those disputes forward. It's Gillian Keegan who isn't talking. What offer has she made to resolve the dispute? Are you aware of any offer that she's made? There is no offer from her except talking if we cancel the strikes." The union leader continued, "We believe that today in London we're going to see tens of thousands of teachers and parents on the streets demanding the government invest in our children's education, and we think that pressure is what's going to make the difference for our children's education." But Susanna, Gillian Keegan, is having talks, she's just not talking to Kevin. Ed remarked. He continued, "She's not talking to the largest education union, the NOI, but she had talks this week with the NASUT, which is the second largest teachers union, and she had talks with the primary school head teachers union, and she had talks with the head teachers representative body. They're all in the talks and yet you're not in the talks. I'm not sure I understand what the strategy is here." The nurses postponed their action to go into talks and all the other education unions are in talks and you're on the picket line. As Kevin began to answer, Ed repeated his points and interrupted him. "You're right, but none of them have received an offer from Gillian Keegan on a way to resolve the dispute," Kevin eventually argued. "We are on strike today. We are putting pressure on the government to invest in our children's education," Kevin explained as a crowd of protesters gathered behind him. "And Ed'll say to you again, they have made no offers to resolve the dispute. Don't miss. Ed Balls issues apology after swearing live on Good Morning Britain video. Meghan McCubbin talks confidence issues over pursuing wildlife career, exclusive. EastEnders horror as Ravi Gulati spooks Denise with threat. Spoiler, they didn't make an offer to Patrick of the NASUT, they didn't make an offer to Paul of NHD. They didn't make an effort to Jeff of ACL. We are working with those other unions. Those other unions are demanding that Gillian Keegan gets around the table and talks, and that's what we want to do. Every day children lose from schooling is a day they don't get back," Ed went on. "So obviously, you go into taking the strike action with great reluctance, but you're denying children education today and they'll never get that day back. I just wonder, do you think the nurses are getting it wrong? By having talks without a detailed pay offer in the hope they've got a chance of an outcome? I wonder whether your tactics are right here. I hope that the nurses get a deal from the process they're in, but I'm not going to comment other unions are doing," Kevin replied. Some tuned into the interview complained about Ed, with Twitter user @newlefter fuming, Ed thinking he's clever knowing about the other unions in talks but clearly hasn't read the statement from the secondary heads union which said the talks were essentially a waste of time without the NOI. Matt Smith commented, "The way that teachers are being vilified on #GMB for striking is appalling. just shows how poorly respected teaching is as a profession, and hence the extreme requirement to strike to be heard. Someone tell Ed to stop talking over guests. We know he used to be an MP, but wish he'd let people have their view and say what they want to say. Ed appears to be grandstanding for Labour #GMB, added Carla_Little Rob. At Adsum Cayley penned, Ed Ball's trying to challenge the teachers' strike, whilst every car driving past the picket line is tooting support #GMB. Some agreed with the presenter though, with at Dave and Thuk arguing, well, at cycling Kev lost that debate. Stop the strikes and let's begin talks, the government says, so Kev goes on strike. All other teacher unions in talks but not Kev and his union. If I was the government I would give priority to the other unions. #GMB #teacher strike. Good Morning Britain airs weekdays from 6 a.m. on ITV.